Everyone's seen them, everyone knows about them. Popularity of liminal spaces had a huge explosion over the internet in recent years. A lot of people talked about how those places look and how they feel, what emotions they evoke, and etc. But even though there are a lot of liminal space music playlists on YouTube, not a lot of people talk about intricate details of sound design and music of liminal spaces. So this video is about that. Music that is usually associated with liminal spaces can be described as ethereal, ambiguous, and evocative. And you probably didn't know about this. The concept of liminal spaces was popularized by anthropologist Arnold van Gennep, sorry if I'm pronouncing this wrong, in the early 20th century. Van Gennep introduced the term liminality to describe the transitional phase between two distinct states in various cultural rites of passage, such as initiation ceremonies, weddings, and funerals. So, music source is pretty similar. Liminal spaces are transitional or threshold areas that exist between two distinct states or environments. They often evoke a sense of uncertainty, disorientation, or otherworldliness. The soundscapes and music associated with liminal spaces aim to capture and enhance these exact feelings. So listen to this chord progression. Sounds normal. Now let's move these two triads a little and listen to it now. Something is off, and that's exactly what we need. Here we can hear dissonance, or melodic intervals that feel unresolved. These types of dissonant sound are usually used in music to build tension or sense of urgency. Professional musicians use dissonance a lot in jazz, for example. You never know where the next chord will land you, you always feel surprised, sometimes even overwhelmed. But we are not professionals, we are not even musicians. That's why our dissonances don't sound that good, but we don't even need them to. If you just open up your DAW and started randomly putting in notes, you'll certainly land into dissonance territory. But to have a little understanding how to do dissonance better, here is a simple tip. Use major and minor sevenths to build those unnerving chords. Major seventh is built like this. Start with a normal major triad. Root note, second note, 4 semitones up, then 7 semitones up, and the last one is 11 semitones up, and we have E major seventh chord. Minor seventh is similar. In this case, we have a basic minor triad, root note, second note 3 semitones up, and then 7 semitones up as well, and the last note is 10 semitones up from the root note. And here we have an F sharp minor 7th chord. So as you can see, these notes are following each other, creating this type of dissonance. Here are a couple of chord progression ideas for your liminal music. Also in liminal spaces you might find sparse and atmospheric sound design, featuring delicate textures, subtle drones, and extended reverb tails. These elements create a sense of spaciousness and depth, adding to the overall ethereal quality of sound. The use of ambient pads, soft synthesizers, and minimalistic melodies can help evoke a dreamlike or otherworldly atmosphere. Additionally, incorporating field recordings or found sounds can enhance the sense of place and evoke specific environments. For example, distant echoes, echoing footsteps, or indistinct murmurs might be used to create an eerie or surreal sonic landscape. Creating a 3D environment around the listener is a pretty cool idea as well. I like this plugin, for example, which imitates the positioning of sound source in space. The music of liminal spaces often employs slow and deliberate pacing, creating a sense of suspended time or transition. Long, sustained chords and harmonies can enhance the feeling of being in between, while unconventional or dissonant intervals may contribute to a sense of unease or ambiguity. The sense of growing is pretty popular in ambient, where one note can last for, I don't know, minutes. You can abruptly stop your chords to unease the listener even more. Don't let them feel safe. Making your mix sound worse, like adding tape cassette plugin from my funk video? go ahead and watch it, it's pretty cool, adding these lo-fi vibes to the music. But obviously liminal space music isn't a genre, so in order for you to have tangible genres to be inspired by, here is the list of genres that are connected to the liminal feeling and usually associated with liminal spaces in general. Dark ambient, and I have a full tutorial on this one as well, is a subgenre of ambient music that emphasizes eerie and unsettling atmospheres. It often incorporates dissonant sounds, industrial textures, and field recordings to create a sense of foreboding and introspection. Minimalism is a genre characterized by repetition, simplicity, and gradual variations. It often employs repetitive patterns, gradual transitions, and sparse instrumentation. The meditative and introspective quality of minimalism can evoke a sense of liminality. Drone music focuses on sustained tones and long-duration sounds. It creates immersive and meditative environments through the use of sustained drones and harmonic resonances. The minimalistic and repetitive nature of drone music can induce a trance-like state, inviting listeners to explore the ambiguous spaces between sounds and perceptions. Neoclassical, which can surprise somebody, this genre combines classical compositional elements with contemporary influences. It often features piano, strings, and orchestral arrangements that create emotive and introspective soundscapes, blurring the lines between classical and ambient music. Psychedelic music encompasses a wide range of styles that explore altered state of consciousness. It often incorporates swirling textures, unconventional sound structures, and mind-bending sound effects that can evoke a sense of the liminal and transcendental. Dream pop combines elements of shoegaze, indie rock, and ethereal textures. It often features lush layers of guitars, reverb-drenched vocals, and atmospheric production that create a dreamlike and introspective ambience. Liminal spaces have become a source of inspiration for exploring themes of identity, transition, and the boundaries of perception. Artists and musicians often seek to capture the elusive and introspective qualities of liminal spaces in their works, inviting audiences to reflect on the liminal states we encounter in our lives. Especially in music, these feelings can be translated really broadly. Here are specific albums that I'll advise you to check out for yourself to get some knowledge in your system, and also get immensely inspired for your own creation. All of these albums are well known, nothing from the underground, but if you want me to dive deeper into this theme, let me know in the comments. Everyone knows about this, but Selected Ambient Works 8592 by FX Twin is an influential electronic album that combines ambient textures, atmospheric melodies, and subtle rhythms to create a dreamlike and introspective atmosphere, a winged victory for the sullen. This ambient project combines classical and electronic elements to create rich cinematic soundscapes. Its expansive compositions and minimalistic arrangements evoke a sense of spaciousness and contemplation, similar to Liminality. Endless Summer by Fenez. This album features intricate layers of guitar-based soundscapes mixed with glitchy electronics, creating a juxtaposition of warmth and texture. It embodies a feeling of timelessness and floating in liminal space. The Disintegration Loops by William Basinski. This series of ambient compositions consists of decaying tape loops that gradually disintegrate over time. The haunting and melancholic sound evokes a sense of transformation and fleeting existence. The Caretaker, Everywhere at the End of Time. This one needs no introduction. This album includes several parts, but opens up on one idea, and it lasts almost 7 hours. There is a really good deep dive video on this one on Pat Chennington channel. I highly advise to check this video out. So, to sum everything up, dissonances are essential for creating liminal and ethereal feelings in this type of music. Using atmospheric sounds like textures, pads, drones, long reverbs to build tension and haziness in your mix. Combining ideas from genres like ambient, minimalism, drone music, neoclassical, psychedelic, and dream pop stuff, and generally just experiment and come up with silly little weird ideas. Because liminal music is easy, simple, and fun to make, you can make it even without knowing a lot about music production and get unique and unusual results. Keep making your own sounds, and bye!